Alright, what's up guys? It's JP here. I just wanted to bring you guys a little update on how it's been for the month of February. I only had one payout, which was in the beginning of the month. We are now in March. I'm trying to get more payouts, however, for this past week, as you can see, we're on this account here. This is a sim funded account. So far, we're up 3K in the account. If we scroll down, you can see Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all green days. And if you notice something different, I want to show you guys that I'm taking a lot less trades and it's resulting in the same amount of profit. So I'm doing something right. I'm going in the right direction. I'm headed in the right direction. I really like that. 8, 5, 6, and then I'm kind of ashamed about this, but 16. That's actually a little bit high. That's a little bit high. That's double what I did on Tuesday, and I'm not even used to this anymore. Like on Friday, I had actually done maybe 5, and I was up about 350, and I was pretty happy. And then I woke up and I kind of FOMO'd into this, and I'll show you guys this right now. This trade right here was absolutely beautiful. It was during New York session here. You can see here. So I have my sessions marked up. This is London session, New York session. I can go ahead and turn that off right now for you. Let's go ahead and turn this off. And this was it right here. I literally marked this up exactly at 7:10, right? So what made me mark this up, right? Keep in mind this was a 4-to-1, risking 314 ticks to make 1,308 ticks. So unfortunately, I didn't take this, but in my head, I took it. I was like, I wonder. I was already up 350 when I marked this out, and I was like, I'm not gonna, take any more. I'm pretty happy with it. All I have to do is just be over $100, and that'll count for a trading day. So I wasn't gonna risk it. I went ahead and marked it up on the chart. I looked back about, let's see, so this was at 7:10. I looked back about 7:35 ish, and I saw it was way down. I was like, man, I should have taken that, even if it was with two micros. Like the whole move would have been $1,300. That's crazy. And imagine if it would have been, let's see, with one mini. I was like, with one mini it would have been crazy. And the amount of drawdown here was only 51 ticks. Like that would have been $250 in drawdown with one micro. That's crazy. Or I'm sorry, with one mini. That's insane. Obviously I wouldn't have done it because with one mini because it's a 313 tick stop loss, which is pretty wide. But I definitely would have taken this with two micros if I wouldn't have already, won a few trades in London session, because I did do some London session trades. And then, so obviously you are going to expect a little bit of a pullback, right? But let's go into the 1 minute chart here, and let's back up. So I was expecting a little bit of a retracement as well, obviously. And then we retraced here, right? I saw this nice little bearish push towards the downside. I got in, I think about here on one sell of it was actually one mini. And so, I was aiming for this pivot point down here. So pretty much I was like, the reason I took this, right? The reason I took this trade, I'm sorry I'm all over the place. However, the reason I took this is because you can see it bounced off this pivot point twice. A really, really hard rejection. You can see it swung up, tapped in right above. It didn't even really want to break this pivot point. You can see it pushed down, pushed back up, and you saw really aggressive. This little move right here is pretty aggressive towards the downside, right? So let's go ahead and delete that. As you can see, it went up, touched our VWAP AA level. If you guys haven't seen my other videos, I talk about VWAP AA. I like using it a lot, but only this top one and this bottom one. If you want to look at my settings, here they are. Usually it's only band 1 and 2. These I don't even use. I don't know why it's on. You don't even see them, but here they are. So it bounced up, and I was like, okay, I mean, if it bounces up and tests this level again, it's probably just going to go ahead and break through. So that's where my stop loss is going to be. However, my take profit, I'm going to go ahead and set that to this pivot point down here. I mean, you guys know that NASDAQ has been just completely falling every single day, right? And, you know, maybe today was going to be one of those days, or I'm sorry, this was on Friday, but maybe Friday was going to be one of those days where it would have just pushed up, you know. Fortunately and unfortunately, I was right, but I didn't take it, right? So now let's fast forward. You know, I ended up getting a little bit of FOMO once I got this pull back here. I was like, I'm going to enter to go towards the downside, right? And so I went ahead and I literally entered on this candle right here, this down candle. Oops, let's go back. Okay, entered on this down candle right here. We're actually going to go ahead and lock this guy up so it doesn't move. Entered on this one with 1 mini, right? And so we ended up pushing down a little bit, right? When I was down here, I was actually up about $600 unrealized in the account. And then it pushed back up, you know, pushed back down a little bit, and it just shot up in like insanely aggressively. I mean, you can see here, super aggressively. I literally stopped out. I didn't even stop out, but I didn't even stop out completely. However, I manually stopped out when I was about here. After I had broken this top wick, I was like, I'm getting out. The push just looked like it was going to keep going on, and it was such a good call because I did end up losing like all of the profit that I had made on the London session the night before. However, and then more, you know, so I ended up losing maybe about $600. So I was down about 300 to maybe even $400. I don't really remember. So I was like, you know what, I'm putting on way too much size right now. I know where it wants to go. It wants to go towards this pivot point. However, I'm not sure when it'll get there, you know. And then we saw a little bit of a push down again and a really strong push towards the upside. After I saw it reject from here, this really big wick here, I mean, you can see this wick was literally 100 and almost 200 tick wick. So that's pretty aggressive. I was like, it's going to continue towards the downside. I think I literally entered probably around here with maybe 5 micros targeting. I don't even think I was targeting this pivot point anymore. I think I was just targeting these lows. I ended up making, you know, my money back, and I was just happy with the 200 at the end of the day. I was like, I'm not going to keep pushing it for more. The move was made, but I keep thinking back to how perfectly executed this would have been. I mean, if I would have been in here for 2 micros, you know, I would have been up 1,300 on the day just off of 2 micros. Like, think about that. That's insane, right? But just the way I've been doing it has been the less trades, and it's been, you know, it's been working really well for me, honestly. And I just need one more trade here on one more trading day here on Monday. It has to be over $100, and then I'll be able to take out a $1,200 withdrawal. So I'm really happy with how this has been going. Been taking some pretty good ones. Here you can see what I was talking about. Usually these aren't updated 100%. Okay, I think this is the one that I was just talking about right here. The short that I took, which was from here. I think I literally, let's go ahead and check. So I took it at 1049. Let's go over here. This is probably the wrong time. This is probably going to be New York time, and meanwhile I'm on the Pacific Coast. So this is probably Eastern Standard Time. So it says 10:45, so we'll go to 7:45. 7:45, literally right here. So it was here. I was expecting, push back towards the downside. However, everybody knows that usually pullbacks aren't this small. Definitely wasn't expecting it to come all the way back up here, but overall the move was correct. I just, and that's how it is most of the time. You have the move in the right direction, however, your stop loss is just way too small, your sizing way too big, and you can't afford these types of pullbacks, for example. And, that's why I got out and got back in with a smaller size, rode the wave down, took my profit, walked away. I felt good. I felt really, really good. And I want to continue on this path, As you can see, I literally ended up doing a double bottom here. I wasn't even looking at it anymore by this point. But after the day had ended, I saw this and I was like, man, I would have taken that for sure towards the upside, especially, this push past the double bottom here. You can see pushed super, super strongly over this and then created this little zone here, which it didn't even tap into all the way. However, it kind of wanted to tap into. Man, I mean, this would have been an amazing move. Back up towards this pivot. This pivot is just kind of holding it down. If we look at the daily, actually, obviously I am no financial advisor here. However, I do expect, you can see how Friday ended. Very, very huge bottom wick, doji. So, Monday I am expecting it to push up just a little bit. It might come down, hit the pivot point, push up. You never know what's going to happen, but that's just a little prediction. I'm expecting one of these days here, an actual green day for Monday, but let's see what happens. I have all of these alerts. I should probably remove them here pretty soon. However, that's pretty much what I wanted to just show you guys a little update. On Monday, after I get my profit, I'll try to see if I can even take a live trade and record it for you guys. And then I'll take a withdrawal that same day, make it just one video, and that way you guys can see the process. That would be my first payout in the month of March, and we are on March 8th. As of right now, this is a Saturday. However, we're going to be looking at the 10th. We're going to be getting a payout on the 10th at night, if everything works out correctly. I don't want to oversize. I actually want to go ahead and go in with 5 micros, hopefully. That's been working out pretty good for me. Sometimes I even do 4 or 3. I don't think I'll do 2 or 1 just because that's way too small. Which honestly, the moves that are happening right now, you could totally get away with making $100 in a day with one micro. I mean, with 2 micros here, you would have made 1,300. So, just insane stuff. Very, very happy with the way I've traded this past week, and I really hope that I don't hope. Okay, I want for this next week and for the rest of the month to make it happen. Get 2, 3 payouts hopefully for this month. And I want to talk to you guys about getting into a different prop firm as well. That'll be probably after I get this payout. But yeah, you can see here Everything's looking so good. Best trade 1630, and I think this was actually on. This might have been here on Thursday. Also, some of the days back then I was in drawdown about 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and then I came back and I ended up getting profit. But these days I haven't been in more than maybe $500-600 in drawdown, and then I come back. So I feel happy. You can see here 1630, best trade, minus 484, worst trade, 19 trades this past week. I'm happy about that. Average win of 446. We're actually for this day here, for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I think we were trading one contract, and we were just targeting a 2-to-1, risking 250 to make 500. So I think that's why the average win is about almost $500. Win rate is a little bit over 50%, 57. Loss is 287, which kind of lines up with the 250 stop loss. That obviously it'll be a little bit bigger because of commission or just some other trades from. I'm not 100% sure. Profit factor 2.23, which is pretty close to that 2-to-1 that I was talking about, risking 200 to make 500 or 250 to make 500. Overall, super happy with this. Really hoping to continue this in this direction, and I'm looking to get some accounts with Take Profit Trader. Hopefully we can do that as well. But for now, let's focus on getting this payout and hopefully locking in 2 payouts for this month. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.